Okay, so over here and here, this is the shade Devious and this is the shade Risky. So as you can see, Risky was a little bit choppy and then Devious is kind of like blending in with my skin tone. So I'll be interested to see how well these pick up on my skin and if they look really good or not. But so far I'm pretty impressed with the swatches. Okay, so the other things you get in here are, like I said, the eyeshadow primer. And I love the packaging. I love the gold at the top. So this is the eyeshadow primer. This is what it looks like. It's just simple brush. So hopefully that should be interesting. And then the other two items that you get in the pack are a black eyeliner pencil. Ooh, that's really nice. Like, look at that. That is really, really creamy. Like, that's really nice. So I'm excited to use this. And then you get a blending eyeshadow brush as well. And so this feels really good as well. It feels very similar to some of the other blending eyeshadow brushes that I have. So I think that's a really good deal because not a lot of people have some of these items. I didn't, for a long time, I didn't have a really good eyeshadow brush, or I didn't have a really good black eyeliner pencil. I didn't even have a good primer or good shadows. So I think this is so far a really good set and I'm excited to try it out. So first off, I'm going to go in with the eyeshadow primer and I'm just going to dab a little bit on my lid. I'm just going to blend it in with my finger. It feels thick, but as you can see, it's blending in really nicely. So it's not something that leaves like a white cast on your lid. That's like one thing I don't like about the MAC paint pots. I do love them, but sometimes they're like, they leave like that white color on your lid and it's hard to blend away sometimes. They're kind of sticky. It feels really sticky as well. Like it dries pretty fast and it's really sticky. So I am noticing that every time I open up the palette, which is not that big of a deal, but there are some like fallout around it. Like this one just keeps chopping off and that's my favorite one. So hopefully it doesn't like fall out of the thing. But I'm gonna go in with their Profusion eyeshadow brush and I'm gonna take the color, I think I'm gonna start off by taking the color Adventures and then I'm gonna go into the shade Devious. So I just like tapped it in here and it had like a lot of fallout. I don't know if you guys can see all of that. There is a ton of fallout. So I'm going to just tap my brush off and then apply it. I'm glad I didn't apply concealer yet. So this probably was like the wrong brush for this because this brush is a little bit stiff. But I'm going to just roll with it for now. This would really make a good all over lid color for me because I have dark eyelids. So this really works as a great all over eyelid color. So I'm going to take a little bit more loose blending brush. This is the Wet n Wild brush. You can actually get this brush for $1. So sticking with kind of like the affordable trend. I'm going to actually go into the shade Rust now. And I'm going to put that into my crease. The color is actually really pretty. The shades are blending out really easy. Like, they're not too pigmented, but they are really easy to blend out. So I'm just deepening up the crease with this rust color. So I'm applying quite a bit because like I said, I have not applied concealer yet. So I can always just kind of cover up whatever does fall out. But I'm really liking how it's building. Now I'm going to go back in with their eyeshadow brush and I'm going to take the shade Devious. And I'm going to actually put this into the outer corners of my eye. I wish Devious picked up a little bit more than it is, but it's all good, I guess. I think it's looking really well. You do have to kind of use quite a bit of shadow, but all in all, I think it's actually coming out really well. I think they blend out pretty nicely. So, of course, I cannot resist and not do this video without using this Pharaoh shade. So I'm going to actually take this Sonia Kashuk 110 brush and dip into this shade and then apply it on the center of my eyelid. Ooh, that is so nice. I'm just going to go back in with a little bit more of the Rust and the Devious shade and go in the inner corner to make it more of like a halo eye. So this turned out really well. Like, I'm really liking it. I don't really want to mess it up too much, but I am going to take a little bit of risky. Maybe that's why it's called risky, because I'm going to be risking it because I really like the way it looks right now, but I just want a little bit more in my outer V area. So I'm going to take this pencil brush by e.l.f. and I'm going to just dab a little bit of this in the outer V area just to deepen it up a little bit. Might apply just a tad bit too much on this side. And forgot about the fallout issue. So I'm going to just go back in and just blend. Yeah, I think that turned out really good. I'm excited. So I'm not going to apply any liquid eyeliner, but I am going to use their black eyeliner pencil to line my waterline. So I put quite a bit on, I guess. I forgot how pigmented it is, so it kind of looks kind of weird a little bit. So I'm going to just go in really lightly with the makeup wipe. So I think that turned out really well. I'm really happy how it looks. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of my face and then come back with my final thoughts. Okay guys, so I finished off the rest of my face and I think everything turned out great. So I don't know exactly how the eyeshadow will last because of, like, I'm not going to be wearing it for a long extended period of time. I may wear them tomorrow and then give you guys an update down in the description bar when I do upload this video on, I guess, how long the eyeshadow primer made the eyeshadows last. So I really did like all of these, but as you can see, there's just a lot of mess. Like, that's the only thing I probably would say about these shadows, is that they kind of get messy when you're like dipping your brush into them. They just, like, one shadow gets all over the other shadows, and so it can kind of end up being a little bit messy. So you do have to tap out because there is quite a bit of fallout with these shadows. But I think once you build them up, this is a really great palette. Just the shadows that I tried were really nice, and I love the eye look and how it turned out. So as I said before, I'm not exactly sure about the eyeshadow primer, but everything went on fine. I actually liked the way it blended in really nicely. It was still thick, but it blended in to the point where you really could not see it, and it was a little bit sticky, but I think that will help the eyeshadow adhere and last for longer, hopefully. The eyeshadow pencil, or the eyeliner pencil, is bomb. Like, it is really black, really creamy, and hopefully it doesn't like run into my lash line and just smear throughout the day. I don't think it will, but it is really black and really creamy, and for the inexpensive, like, in the package, like, this is a really great deal. The brush was also really nice. I just would not recommend it for like an all over shadow, like if you're trying to apply something all over, just because the bristles are a little bit too stiff. Like, as I'm like rubbing my finger across it, it doesn't look like the bristles are really stiff, but then once you put it on your eye, it's more of like a buffing brush. Like, I would use it for that risky shade that I applied, or even the Rush shade, but I wouldn't be like really trying to blow it out and use it as a transition brush. This is just really good for like that next shadow in your crease that you want to just buff out. This is really good for that. So this is actually a decent brush. I think it's comparable to some brushes that I have in my collection that are inexpensive, so I would definitely recommend this if it was sold separately. So the set as a whole is a really nice set. Again, it is only $10, or It is only $10 or $12, I cannot remember, but it is still a really good set for the money. And I don't know if they're going to offer any of these products separately, but that would be really nice to get like my hands on some of the other things that were offered in some of the other packages, and get some of the other eyeshadow palettes. That would be really nice as well. Okay guys, so that is all for this video. Please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to watch another one of my videos. Definitely check out one of these videos over here and subscribe to my channel as well. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.